In the ancient kingdom of Imeh, where the red earth stretched wide and the moonlight kissed the forest, there lived a people who believed perfection was a sign of divine favor. Imeh was strong. Imeh was proud. Imeh feared nothing. Until the day a child was born, different. The child's name was Ibe. The night Ibe was born, the rain fell heavily on the rooftops of Imeh. Thunder rolled across the sky as his mother, Irena, labored in pain inside her small hut. When the baby finally arrived, he cried loudly. He was alive. He was strong. But when the midwife lifted his tiny hands, her breath caught in her throat. 4 fingers. On the right hand. 4 fingers. On the left hand. Not 5. The room grew silent. Word spread across Imeh before sunrise. An incomplete child had been born. By noon, the matter had reached the palace of King Azu. The elders gathered. The high priest cast sacred cowries upon the ground and studied their patterns. They whispered among themselves. This child carries a sign. Such a birth has not happened in generations. Could this be a warning from the gods? Fear began to grow. And fear speaks loudly in the ears of leaders. The council made their decision. The child must leave the kingdom. And because a child belongs to his mother, Irena must go with him. Irena stood before King Azu holding baby Ibe tightly against her chest. "What crime has my son committed?" she asked quietly. No one answered her. Before sunset, the gates of Imeh opened. Mother and child were escorted beyond the walls. The heavy wooden gates shut behind them with a deep echo. And with that sound, destiny shifted. Irena carried her son across forests and rivers. She walked until her feet bled. She begged for food in unfamiliar lands. After many days, they arrived at a small village called Okoko. The villagers stared at Ibe's hands. But they did not chase him away. They gave them shelter. And so, life began again. Years passed. Ibe grew into a strong young boy. Though he had 4 fingers on each hand, he learned to farm with strength and precision. He climbed trees faster than the other boys. He carved wood more skillfully than many elders. At first, some children mocked him. But when they saw his strength, the laughter stopped. His mother would often hold his hands and say, "You are not incomplete. You are exactly as you were meant to be." Ibe believed her. Far away in Imeh, something was wrong. The rivers began to dry. The crops failed. Strange illnesses spread among the people. The once bright sacred flame at the shrine grew weak. King Azu aged quickly. Worry lined his face. The high priest fasted and prayed for answers. One stormy night, lightning struck the sacred tree near the shrine. The oracle fell into a trance. And the god spoke. "You cast out what we sent. You rejected the marked one." Balance left with him. King Azu trembled. "What must we do?" "Find Ibe. Bring him home. Only then will Imeh heal." Warriors were sent in all directions. They searched for months. Finally, they reached Okoko. There, under the shade of a large Iroko tree, stood a young man with steady eyes and powerful arms. 4 fingers on each hand. "Are you Ibe of Imeh?" the warrior asked. "I was once called that," he replied calmly. "Our kingdom is dying," the warrior said. "The gods demand your return." When Ibe told his mother, she was silent for a long time. "They remember you now that they suffer," she said softly. "They cast us out," Ibe replied. "Yes," she answered. "But you must decide who you are. Are you the rejected child, or the man destiny shaped?" That night, Ibe looked at his hands beneath the moonlight. Hands that walked. Hands that survived. Hands that never gave up. By morning, he had chosen. "We will return." When Ibe walked through the gates of Imeh once more, the people stared. Whispers filled the streets. King Azu stepped down from his throne. In front of the entire kingdom, the king knelt. "Forgive us," he said. The crowd gasped. Imeh felt the weight of old pain rise inside him. But he did not come for revenge. He walked to the sacred shrine. The flame was barely alive. The high priest bowed deeply. "What must be done?" Imeh stepped forward and placed his hands into the sacred fire pit. The people cried out in fear. But his hands did not burn. Instead, the flame rose. Higher. Brighter. Thunder cracked across the sky. Dark clouds gathered. Rain began to pour. Heavy, cleansing rain. The river swelled again. The sick began to recover. The air felt lighter. Imeh was healing. The gods had restored balance. King Azu stood before the people. "Imeh, son of Imeh, whom we once rejected, has restored our kingdom." He offered gold. He offered land. He offered a seat beside the throne. Imeh accepted honor, but asked for one law in return. No child shall ever again be cast out for being different. King Azu agreed. It was declared throughout Imeh. Irena was honored publicly as a mother of strength. And from that day forward, the people of Imeh remembered. What looks incomplete may carry the greatest purpose.